right, welcome to another deep dive. This time we're taking a look at the DJI Mini 4 Pro. Seems like everyone's talking about this drone.
Yeah.
And for good reason too, right? It's packing some serious pro features.
Oh, yeah.
But it's tiny. We're talking super portable, like take it anywhere, kind of tiny. Our main source for today is that awesome review from TechWise Corner.
Right.
You know those guys, they break down complicated tech stuff, so it's actually understandable.
Yeah, they do a great job.
So let's jump right in. I was reading about the size, and they kept mentioning this under 249 grams thing. Why is that such a big deal? Is it just about being able to fit it in your pocket?
Well, yeah, that's part of it. I mean, who doesn't love a super portable drone? But it's actually about regulations in a lot of places.
Oh.
Anything under 249 grams, which is about the weight of a grapefruit.
Wow, okay.
You often don't need to register it, less paperwork, less hassle. Just fly and have fun.
So no more bureaucratic drone drama. That's awesome. Imagine you're out hiking, pull this thing out of your backpack, and bam, you're getting aerial shots that would make a Hollywood director jealous.
That's the dream. And speaking of Hollywood-level stuff, let's talk about this camera.
Yeah, I was blown away by the specs. 4K HDR video at 60 frames per second, 11.3-inch sensor.
It's a beast.
And 48 MP photos? I mean, come on.
Yeah.
That's insane for a drone this small.
It really is. But it's not just about the numbers. The footage this thing captures is incredible, vivid, detailed, even in tricky lighting.
Oh, yeah.
It's got 10-bit D-Log M for color grading and HDR for those awesome light and shadow details.
So even if I'm not, like, a pro editor, I can still get really amazing footage right out of the camera.
Absolutely. No film crew needed.
That's so cool. And I read that they really improved the low light performance.
Oh, yeah. Big time.
So I can finally get those cinematic night shots I've always dreamed of.
Definitely. This thing captures stunning detail even when the sun goes down.
Wow. Okay, so we've talked size, we've talked camera. Now let's talk safety.
Okay.
They keep mentioning omnidirectional obstacle sensing, which sounds super high tech. What's the deal with that?
Basically, it's got sensors on all sides.
Okay.
Constantly scanning for obstacles, like having a tiny co-pilot, making sure you don't bump into anything.
Oh, wow.
Keeps everything safe, gives you peace of mind while you're flying.
That's so important, especially for someone like me who's not a professional pilot.
Right. And if something unexpected happens, there's advanced return to home, which finds the safest route back to you automatically.
So no more lost drone dramas.
Hopefully not.
That's amazing. But okay, enough about safety. Let's get to the fun stuff. I want to hear about those flight modes, the ones that help you get those crazy epic shots.
Yeah.
Like active track 360 degrees, waypoint flight. What are we talking about here?
So active track is awesome for subject tracking. Imagine you're mountain biking, right? You can set the drone to follow you. It'll keep you perfectly in the shot, no matter how gnarly the trail gets. And then waypoint flight is great for pre-planning your shots.
Okay.
Let's say you want to get this perfect sunset over a city. You can plan out the whole flight path, different angles, speeds, the whole shebang. The drone just executes it flawlessly.
So even if I'm not a pro pilot,
Exactly.
I can get those super complex cinematic shots.
You got it.
That's awesome. And there's also master shots, right?
Oh, yeah. Master shots is wild. It basically captures a bunch of different shots automatically from different angles, different distances.
Okay.
Then it edits them together for you. Like having a whole film crew in your pocket
No way.
is mind-blowing.
Okay. My mind is officially blown. So we've talked features, but how about performance? What's this thing like in the air?
Fast.
Yeah.
It can hit 35.8 miles per hour in sport mode.
Wow.
That's pretty zippy for something so small. And battery life is solid. 34 minutes on a single charge.
Okay, that's way more than I expected.
Right.
But I also read about the optional Intelligent Flight Battery Plus.
Yeah, that one bumps it up to 45 minutes.
45 minutes. That's incredible.
It is. But keep in mind, it adds weight, so you might need to register the drone depending on your location.
Right. Good point. It's always important to check those regulations.
Absolutely.
Okay, so last but not least, let's talk about the controller.
Okay.
This is the DJI RC 2, right? And it has a built-in screen.
Yes.
No more messing around with your phone. Tell me everything.
It's a game changer, seriously. No more fiddling with phone connections, no lag, no distractions from notifications while you're flying.
Oh my God, yes. I hate that.
Right. It's a completely immersive experience. You can just focus on flying and getting those perfect shots.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And the range is impressive, right?
Oh, yeah. Thanks to OcuSync 4.0, we're talking up to 12.4 miles of transmission range.
That's insane.
You probably won't be flying that far, but it ensures a rock-solid connection, even in tricky environments.
So no more signal dropouts in the middle of a flight.
Exactly. Peace of mind all the way.
Okay, so we've covered a lot.
We
Portable, incredible footage, advanced safety features, intelligent flight modes, intuitive controller. It's starting to sound like the perfect drone.
It really is an impressive piece of tech.
DJI really knocked it out of the park with this one.
They did.
But what does all this mean for our listeners? Why should they care?
Well, if you've ever thought about getting into drone photography or videography, this is a game changer. It's small enough to take anywhere, easy enough for beginners to learn, but powerful enough to capture footage that rivals those super expensive drones.
So it's like the ultimate creative tool for capturing those adventures.
Exactly. No matter where they take you.
Wow, I'm sold. But before we all run out and buy one, I think we need to dig a little deeper.
Good idea.
Let's unpack some of the tech behind all these amazing features. We'll be right back to do just that.
Sounds good. So before the break, we were talking about how this little drone is making pro-level features accessible to everyone.
Yeah, it's pretty mind-blowing.
It is. But how does it actually work? Let's dive into the tech a bit, starting with that omnidirectional obstacle sensing.
Yeah, let's break that down. How do those sensors actually work?
Okay, so you've got these advanced vision sensors all around the drone.
Okay.
They're constantly scanning, creating a real-time 3D map of everything around it.
So it's like the drone has eyes everywhere.
Exactly. And it's not just seeing, it's thinking, too.
Thinking?
Well, yeah. The onboard computer is analyzing that 3D map, figuring out the best way to avoid obstacles. Whether it needs to stop, change direction, fly over, whatever, it happens instantly.
Wow, that's incredible. It's like a self-driving car, but for the sky.
Exactly. And this level of obstacle avoidance, you used to only find it in those massive, expensive drones.
Right.
But now it's becoming more accessible, more affordable for everyone.
Okay, so let's talk about the camera. We touched on the specs earlier, but I got to say, as someone who's not a tech expert, I don't always get what all those numbers actually mean for the footage. So can you break it down for me? Like, what makes this camera so special in normal people terms?
Sure. So one of the key things is the sensor size, that 11.3-inch CMOS sensor. Basically, bigger is better when it comes to sensors.
Okay.
A larger sensor can capture more light, which is super important, especially in low light.
Ah, so that's why the low light performance is so good on this thing.
Exactly. Less noise, more detail, even when it's getting dark.
So no more grainy, unusable footage when the sun starts to set.
Pretty much. And it's got this cool dual native ISO technology that helps with that too. And then there's HDR video recording. HDR stands for high dynamic range, and it means the camera can capture a wider range of light and shadow detail.
So it's like the difference between watching a regular TV and a 4K HDR TV. Everything just looks more real.
Yeah, exactly. It's all about getting that cinematic look and feel without needing a crazy expensive camera and editing setup.
Okay, so obstacle avoidance, amazing camera, and then, of course, we got to talk about those intelligent flight modes. They make it so easy to capture professional-looking footage, even if you're not a pro pilot.
Right.
Active Track 360 degrees. That one especially caught my eye. How does that actually work in the real world?
Okay, so imagine you're walking along a beach, right? You want to film yourself, get a nice cinematic shot, but you don't want to be fiddling with the controls the whole time.
Yeah.
You just activate Active Track 360 degrees.
Okay.
The drone locks onto you and follows you autonomously. Keeps you perfectly framed, whether you're walking, running, whatever.
So I can focus on, like, enjoying the moment.
Exactly. Be present, enjoy the view, the drone takes care of the rest.
That sounds amazing. And for someone who's still getting used to flying a drone, that takes a lot of pressure off.
Absolutely. And speaking of making things easy, there are also quick shots.
Oh, yeah, those are cool. What are those exactly?
They're basically pre-programmed flight maneuvers that add a bit of cinematic flair to your footage without you having to do anything special.
So I can get those, like, epic drone shots without needing years of piloting experience.
Exactly. One example is the Droney quick shot. The drone flies backward and upward, keeping you in the frame, revealing more and more of the landscape.
That's so cool. It's like having your own personal drone cameraman.
Right.
Okay, so obstacle avoidance, fantastic camera, intelligent flight modes. We've covered a lot of amazing stuff.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive.
But what about the practical side of things? How long does the battery actually last in real-world conditions?
Well, you can expect to get pretty close to the advertised 34 minutes with the standard battery.
Okay, that's not bad at all.
No, it's pretty good. And it charges pretty quickly, too, thanks to USB-C fast charging.
Wow.
About an hour and a half to fully charge.
So you can be back in the air in no time.
Exactly. And, of course, there's the optional Intelligent Flight Battery Plus.
Right. That one bumps it up to 45 minutes.
Yeah, if you need that extra flight time.
Yeah.
But it does add a bit of weight, so just keep that in mind.
Right. Good point. Always check those regulations.
Absolutely.
Okay, and then last thing I wanted to touch on, the DJI RC2 controller. That built-in screen, no phone needed.
Yeah, it's a game changer.
Tell me why it's so great.
Well, first of all, it's just so much simpler.
Right.
No more messing around with phone connections, no Bluetooth pairing issues, no distractions.
Oh my God, I hate when you're trying to connect your phone and it just won't work.
Right. It's the worst. But with RC2, everything's ready to go, power it on, and you're good to fly. And the screen itself is amazing. It's bright, clear, easy to see, even in direct sunlight, which is super important when you're flying outdoors.
So no more squinting at your phone, trying to see what the drone's seeing.
Exactly. Plus, no notifications popping up while you're trying to fly.
Right. You can just focus on getting those perfect shots.
Exactly.
So you've flown the Mini 4 Pro, you've seen it in action.
Mm-hmm.
What's your overall impression of the experience?
It's just so much fun. It's responsive, agile, stable, even in a bit of wind, and it feels really well built, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Not flimsy or fragile at all.
Okay, good. I was a little worried about that, with it being so light.
No, it feels really solid. And the controls are super intuitive.
Mm-hmm.
Even if you've never flown a drone before, you'll pick it up quickly.
That's good to hear.
And with all those intelligent flight modes, you can really just focus on being creative and having fun.
So who do you think this drone is perfect for?
Honestly, I think it's a great option for almost anyone who wants to capture amazing aerial footage without having to buy a huge, expensive drone.
So it's a good entry point for beginners.
Definitely. But it's also got enough features to keep experienced pilots happy, too.
And I can see it being super popular with travelers, vloggers, anyone who creates content.
Oh, absolutely. It's the perfect travel companion. Small enough to take anywhere, but powerful enough to get those epic shots.
It's amazing how far drone technology has come. It used to be such a niche thing, but now it's like mainstream, everyone's using them.
Right. And the Mini 4 Pro is a great example of that evolution.
Yeah, it really is. But we've been talking about all the amazing things you can do with this drone for fun, for creative stuff. But I'm curious about the more, I guess, serious applications.
Oh, yeah.
Like, how is this technology being used in the real world beyond just taking cool videos?
That's a great question, and the answer is, in a lot of ways. We'll be right back to explore some of those real-world applications, from real estate to agriculture to even search and rescue.
All right, welcome back to the deep dive. We've been nerding out over all the cool features of the Mini 4 Pro.
Yeah, it's got a lot going on.
It does. But now I want to shift gears a bit. I want to talk about how this little drone is making a big impact in the real world.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing to see.
It is. So let's dive in. What are some of the coolest ways people are using the Mini 4 Pro out in the field?
Well, we talked about travel earlier. Imagine a travel blogger exploring some exotic location. They could use the Mini 4 Pro to capture those stunning aerial shots of hidden beaches, waterfalls, all that good stuff.
Yeah, it's like having your own personal helicopter, but way more compact.
Exactly. And it's not just about those picture-perfect postcard shots. Think about real estate. Real estate agents are using drones like the Mini 4 Pro to give potential buyers virtual tours of properties.
Oh, that's a cool idea.
Right. Instead of just looking at photos online, you can actually experience a flyover of the property, see the neighborhood, get a real feel for the place.
That would be so much more engaging.
It would. And it's not just visuals. Farmers are using drones like this to monitor their crops.
Really?
Yeah, they can identify areas that need attention, optimize irrigation systems, all sorts of things. It's making agriculture more efficient and sustainable.
Wow, that's impressive.
It is. And then there's the potential for search and rescue. Imagine, in a disaster zone, the Mini 4 Pro could be used to assess damage, find missing people,
Wow.
even deliver supplies to hard-to-reach areas. We're talking about potentially saving lives.
That's incredible. So we're going from vacation photos to like real-world problem solving.
Exactly. It's really highlighting the broader impact this technology can have.
It really is.
Yeah.
So what does all this mean for our listeners? Why should they care about these real-world applications?
Well, it's about understanding that this isn't just a cool toy. right? It's a tool that can make a real difference in the world.
It's about seeing the potential beyond just taking pretty pictures.
Exactly. And as these drones become even more accessible, even more affordable, I think we're just going to see more and more of these innovative uses pop up.
It's an exciting time to be following this technology, that's for sure.
Well,
I think it's safe to say our deep dive into the DJI Mini 4 Pro has been a success.
I think so too.
We've talked about the features, the user-friendliness, the real-world impact. It's pretty clear this little drone is a big deal.
It is. If you're looking for a drone that can spark your creativity, help you with your work, or just give you a whole new perspective on the world, the Mini 4 Pro is definitely worth checking out.
But of course, remember, with great power comes great responsibility.
Always a good reminder.
So be safe, respect privacy, and always check those regulations before you fly.
Absolutely.
But most importantly, have fun exploring the world from above. We hope this deep dive has given you a new appreciation for the amazing capabilities of the Mini 4 Pro and for the ever-evolving world of drone technology.
Thanks for joining us on the Deep Dive. We'll see you next time.